Most Oxford applicants don't get in. From 2015 to 2019, Oxford accepted only 16% of students who applied for undergraduate degrees. But why do so many students not get into Oxford? My name is Sam, and this is Oxcentric. If you haven't already guessed, this video is not a guide to helping you fail. I am not a cartoon supervillain, though I do have significant amounts of Robbie Rotten energy. By learning about some of the most common mistakes, you can avoid them yourself and thereby boost your chances of success. These come from my own perspectives as an Oxford offer holder, the experiences of other successful Oxford applicants, and the stories of those who receive rejections. In 7 steps, here's how not to get into Oxford. Step 1. Don't apply. By far the easiest way not to get into Oxford is just not to apply. Now, there are legitimate reasons not to want to apply. Maybe they don't offer the course you want, or you're planning on applying to Cambridge instead, though you should totally apply to Oxford. Just look at this. Beautiful. However, some of the most common reasons not to apply are rooted in misconceptions. I consider these in 3 main categories. Firstly, a very prevalent reason for not applying is when students think that they are not qualified academically, fearing that their A-level or GCSE grades are too low. At GCSE level, most Oxford applicants have a high proportion of A-stars and A's, or 7s, 8s and 9s. However, contextual information such as your performance relative to your high school cohort will be considered to ensure that someone with potential has a fair chance regardless of their background. If you're wondering what exact GCSE grade you need to get into Oxford, the slightly disappointing but entirely truthful answer is the best that you can get. Regarding A-level grades, if you feel that you can meet the entry requirements, then I would encourage you to apply. Your predicted grades ideally should match or exceed the entry requirements, however context will again be considered, as lower performing schools more often underpredict grades. Secondly, many students believe that Oxford isn't a place for people from their background. Many often think of a stereotypical Oxford type. The embodiment of this demographic is Prime Minister Boris Johnson, wealthy, privately educated, conservative white men from the southeast of England. Whilst there are still people who fit this description at Oxford, they do not represent the student body as a whole in 2020. In 2019, 62.3% of UK students admitted were from state schools. This is still underrepresentative, but this number is increasing year on year. Oxford students nowadays are politically diverse with a range of politics and political societies at the university. Access initiatives are helping more people from underrepresented backgrounds reach Oxford. For example, the Target Oxbridge programme, which helps BME students to successfully apply. Greater London and the South East submit the largest amount of UK applications and are disproportionately represented. However, steps are being taken to lessen this inequality, including running regional residential summer schools for students from the North East, Northern Ireland and more. The last, often misconceived reason which prevents people from applying is logistical issues such as cost. If, like me, you're from the north, then Oxford living costs can be a bit of a shock. However, the university offer many grants and bursaries to their students. Though this does not fix the fact there's only like 1 Greggs in the entire centre of Oxford, it's a disgrace. One example is the Crankstart Scholarship for students with household incomes under £27,500, which offers up to £5,000 per annum and additional support like finding internships. Additionally, many colleges offer you the option to live in their subsidised accommodation for the full course of your degree, which can help save you money. Overall, in my opinion, even if you get rejected, applying to Oxford is not a waste of a UCAS option. Regardless of why, not applying is the only way to 100% ensure not getting in. Step 2. Misunderstand the personal statement. Most universities expect that your personal statement will discuss at length your extracurricular activities. This could include playing an instrument, competing in sports, and so on. However, an Oxbridge-style personal statement requires a focus on what more you did relating to your subject, otherwise known as supercurricular activities. Generally, when writing a personal statement in this style, you need to think about what you did, what you learned, and how you extended this understanding. You should still mention extracurricular, but mostly in the context of its benefits to you as an academic, such as to demonstrate soft skills like leadership and teamwork. Many successful applicants write about their extracurricular activities briefly at the end of their personal statement. Also, obviously don't lie or fake enthusiasm for a subject in your personal statement. You could get asked about this at interview, which will prove very awkward. So I've just finished reading your personal statement and I was very intrigued by your mention of Paul Krugman's The Conscience of a Liberal. What did you like about the book? Well, I thought it was very book-y. Step 3. Miss the early application deadline. Some people don't consider Oxford until later on in the process of UCAS applications. However, if you do wish to apply, you must have submitted by the early application deadline, usually in mid-October. You also have to make sure you are entered for any necessary admissions tests. In many situations, your school will enter you for these, and you can sit the test there. However, if this is not possible, you may have to sit it at your closest test centre. If you miss the deadline, you won't be able to apply, so try and make sure you're ready well in advance. Step 4. Don't prepare for the admissions test. Admissions tests are hard exams which aim to assess your aptitude in a subject with questions of a different style to your regular schoolwork. Majority of Oxford undergraduate subjects require you to sit one, though some like earth sciences don't. Admissions tests include the TSA, PAT, CAT and more. You can find past papers for your admissions test online. I would recommend completing all the available past papers to help you be best prepared, as some question styles do reappear. Each type of admissions test is different, and often the easiest way to understand what they're like is just to try one. There are additional resources both online and offline to help you prepare. Students often make the mistake of starting preparation too late. Beginning your revision in the summer, if possible, gives you more time to ensure that you feel confident and build up the skills you need to succeed. Step 5. Don't prepare for the interview. If you successfully get an interview, that's already a huge achievement, so well done. However, you're not in yet. Some students going to interview have the misconception that the process is entirely mystical and impossible to prepare for. This isn't true, but is a common myth, especially at schools where Oxbridge success is unusual. For some subjects, one of Oxford or Cambridge has published a mock interview which you can watch on YouTube. These can give you an idea of exactly what a real interview is like, and may guide your preparation. I would personally encourage doing interview preparation from after sitting your admissions test until the day itself. This should include revising your personal statement, practicing similar problems, and most importantly, working on talking through your ideas aloud. Experiencing a mock interview, if possible, is very worthwhile. Some schools offer these by default to Oxbridge applicants, otherwise you might have to arrange one yourself, perhaps for during a break or lunchtime. Step 6. Fake it till you break it. Often people don't really know what's expected of them in interviews, so they make some common mistakes. The first of these is trying to use rehearsed lines. This is when a candidate repeats a pre-prepared answer instead of responding to a question properly. This will come across as unnatural in an interview and won't help the tutors who want to see how you think, not just what you rehearsed earlier. Secondly, don't try and steer the interviewer away from harder questions. You are not expected to know all the answers straight away, and they will help guide you towards them. Avoiding the question might make your interviewer frustrated and negatively affect how they see you. Lastly, try to keep calm. This is easier said than done, but trying to do so will help you perform better and maybe even enjoy it. Okay, maybe not that far, but still. Step 7. Reject Oxford. For many, the moment they get an Oxford offer, they accept it. For others, it's a more complex decision. If you are successful and fall into the latter category, it's ultimately a personal choice. However, I would implore you not to reject the offer because you feel that you wouldn't fit in or that you didn't deserve to get in. Remember, if Oxford have given you an offer, they believe that you are capable of succeeding on that course. Whilst I would strongly encourage anyone who gets an Oxford offer to accept it, don't let teachers or peers force you into a decision that isn't right for you. So those are 7 of the most common reasons not to get into Oxford. Unfortunately, just not making any of these mistakes will not guarantee you a place. It will, however, help you to make a much stronger application. In the description there will be links to some useful resources that might assist you. In the meanwhile, I wish you the best of luck with your potential Oxford endeavours. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content. For the record, not actually sponsored by Hollister, but if they want to, would say no.